In the face of this kind of a fascist Modi regime, there is no other alternative for us. Protests are the only thing that have had an impact in this country. I think we should remember that. So struggle is the only way, protest is the only way for any kind of change.
भारतीय नागरिक सुरक्षा संहिता, भारतीय साक्ष्य विधेयक 2023 अमल में आएगा.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಾಷೆನೇ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಆ ಥರ ಹೆಸರು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ.
व्यक्ति की स्वतंत्रता.
ಈ ಹೊಸ ಕಾನೂನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಡಿಷನ್ ಏನಿತ್ತು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೆಡಿಷನ್ ಲಾಗಿಂತ ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ಡ್ರಕೋನಿಯನ್ ಕಾನೂನನ್ನ ಈ ಕಾನೂನಲ್ಲಿ ತಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ
मानव के अधिकार.
ಈ ಕಾನೂನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಜನವಿರೋಧಿ ಅಂಶಗಳಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ವಿರೋಧ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
और सबके साथ समान व्यवहार.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಉಪವಾಸ ಸತ್ಯಾಗ್ರಹ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ.
A joint action forum comprising the Indian Association of Lawyers, All India Lawyers Union and All India Lawyers Association of Justice has voiced strong opposition to the newly passed criminal laws. The new acts Bharatiya Nyay Sanhita 2023, Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita 2023 and Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam 2023 are set to replace the Indian Penal Code, the Criminal Procedure Code and the Indian Evidence Act. The legal community is outraged, claiming that these laws were passed in Parliament without any meaningful debate or public consultation, which is required by the pre-legislative consultation policy of 2014. According to the policy, a 30-day consultation period with the public is mandatory before the cabinet can clear a bill for introduction in the Parliament. However, in this case, the bills were pushed through without even sharing the drafts with the public. Lawyers' unions have raised serious concerns about the new provisions, calling them unconstitutional and oppressive. They argue that these laws could lead to a police raj, severely impacting civil liberties and going against the constitutional values that protect citizen rights. Despite submitting detailed objections to the government, their concerns were ignored, leading to widespread protests.
The All India Lawyers Association for Justice, ILAJ, ILU, All India Lawyers Union and Indian Association of Lawyers. Three organizations have come together to protest against the new criminal laws with a demand that the new criminal law should be withdrawn immediately. Today the protest that is happening here in Bangalore is also taking place all across the country. There are protests and human chains that are being taking place in various other states including Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, etc. The reason why we've been protesting this is very clear. Most people know it. Firstly, these laws that have come into force were passed in the most undemocratic fashion. It was passed when more than 140 members of parliament, opposition and members of parliament, were suspended from parliament. So there was absolutely no discussion on these important laws before it was passed. So such kind of an undemocratic passage of laws cannot be countenanced in a democracy. Number two, this law has been brought in the name of saying that these are colonial laws and we need to bring laws about our country. We've all been demanding that the three criminal laws have to be amended. But what we see today is that these three new laws that has been brought by the Modi government more or less is the same as the existing laws. So almost you can say that 85, 90, 95% of these laws is exactly the same as the British colonial laws. But what they've done is the changes that they've made have made these laws much more draconian. I'll give you one example. Sedition law in IPC is something that was used against the freedom fighters. And that was a law that we said is a colonial legacy. It has to be removed. Supreme Court had also stayed the usage of sedition law. In the new IPC that has been brought by the central government, not only have they retained sedition, they've made it much more draconian. They've also introduced certain other crimes which did not exist in the IPC. And we see that most of these laws can be used and will be used against human rights activists, against civil liberties activists and the struggling masses. The other thing that this law does, which is very, very problematic, is that it has this provision that the police will prominently display the details of all accused people in certain crimes. Now we know the way people are falsely accused in our country, and that is something that we've all fought. Now this law, what it does is that even just an accused person, their details will be put up on the internet, in the police station. This is a complete violation of the accepted principle of innocent until proven guilty. These are just some of these examples that I'm giving you. So even these small changes that have, small number of changes that have been made are very big ramifications. They are not good for the for our democracy, and we have to fight till they are withdrawn. Protests are the only thing that have had an impact in this country. I think we should remember that. If you look at the three farm laws, the three farm laws were withdrawn only because of protest. If you look at the amendment that they brought to the Provident Fund in the first term of Modi, that was also withdrawn because of the garment worker struggle in our own Bangalore. If you look at the change that has been brought in pension, that has been brought only because of the struggle of the people. So struggle is the only way, protest is the only way for any kind of change. In the face of this kind of a fascist Modi regime, there is no other alternative for us.